Hey guys, what's up? It's Solo. Let me turn myself up here a bit. And guys, welcome back to Destiny. Yes, if you guys haven't seen, I haven't been posting much lately, like at all. I know I said I was going to be posting RimWorld, but then that got delayed because I had some other stuff go on. Then I said I was going to post some more, you know, like different content. That didn't happen. But I'm back here on Destiny. I can't guarantee a consistent schedule. I have a lot of things going on, including my return to academic things, which I will explain as soon as things go through. But for right now, that's all I'm really going to say. But as far as it goes with Destiny, I've been kind of, well, gone for the most part when it comes to Destiny. And that's more or less obvious by my power level and the fact that I'm actually really far behind on the season. I'm only like level 21 and or like 31, I believe. And the season ends literally at the end of next month. So yeah, it's been about 2 months of not really doing much when it comes to Destiny. So you might ask yourself, okay, what brought you back? What do you want to make this video about? Because obviously you all probably saw the title, which is talking about the sixth and probably final subclass for now in regards to light and darkness. And before we get into that discussion, I do want to put some context on, I guess, where I'm going to be basing a lot of this from. So, I would have given more things to the Vex, but the thing is a lot of people are actually pretty sure that the Vex are going to be the next main enemy, which makes sense just due to the fact that the Vex themselves are more or less in a state of like there are higher beings for the Vex, and we actually have never been to where the Vex are actually made, and we don't know anything about them. So the fact that they're more than likely going to get saved for the next overarching story is actually more than likely going to be a good thing, because right now they've just been pawns for like Hive and of course the Witness, which we know. That being said, let's talk about the theory, okay? So, to start this off, a little bit of context of why this theory came up. So, recently there was a potential leak that went out kind of along the same lines of the last leak I covered about any subclasses, which was that the subclass for Strand, the Strand Titan, as you can see with my icon, was the one actually that was leaked by a Bungie dev on accident when they were posting to their, I believe it was ArtStation account, or wherever the Bungie devs post their art for the game after its release, which I believe they have a new rule with that because of what happened with this. But yeah, that's when we found out that Strand was coming with Lightfall, and then a little bit after that came out, that's when we got the Strand trailer for Lightfall, or at least, or no, it was that the reveal was like right after that got leaked, which people were even wondering if that was planned at all, just of its nature. Now, I'm not going to show the leak on screen, of course, because I don't want, Bungie to get mad, and also I don't want to severely spoil anything for anyone. I'm just telling you guys where the actual concept for this video came from. But basically, it made me think, because with the darkness subclasses, we started out with Stasis, aka like cosmic ice, that was given to Aramis, and then eventually us via the witness giving it to her, and then the darkness eventually communicating with us to give us stasis. That's cool and all. And then there was Strand, which was an ability that the Cloud Strider kind of knew about, but didn't know how to actually attain. And then eventually Osiris, of course, led us to the actual solution, which was, of course, mastering Strand via training montage. So that leaves us with a few things, which is if they're looking at darkness subclasses more as themed around things that aren't, normally talked about, whereas Strand is more of like the web of life connecting things and the flow between them, then Stasis itself is basically kind of in its own little spot, right? Because it's just basically cosmic ice, and there's like a heavy thought for like emotions behind it, if I remember right. So that begs the question: if we are gonna get a third darkness subclass, what would it even be about? Well, I have a few suggestions. So, number one is going to be the original like subclass idea a lot of people talked about when anyone talked about the idea of another subclass and having them basically be polar opposites of the light subclasses, which would be gravity or gravity and or like I guess material, so to speak. I think this one would probably be less likely than the other ones that I'm thinking about because gravity doesn't really fit in seemings. Well, yes, you can say, oh, well, it's technically not covered by the strand. It also technically isn't covered by the light as well, so technically it could work, but also trying to implement something as, I guess, complicated as like gravity items would be kind of weird. And I don't think that's where Bungie would go with it, especially when it comes to the final shape and with the teaser trailer that we got. And if you guys haven't watched it, spoiler alert, I'll give you guys a few seconds. Okay, that was 5 seconds. So basically, in the teaser trailer, we see Cade, but he seems to be overflowing. Now, this is where I get the second idea, and what could actually be the most prominent idea for the final subclass, which is going to be memories. Now, you probably think of that and be like, oh, there's no way. But the thing about it is like the nightmares slash memories, right? We've seen them use nightmares. And we've also seen, you know, memories, I guess, be healed as well as in Season of the Haunted with the healed memories basically battling Callus at the end of it. But the thing that makes me think of this even more is apparently there's a line of dialogue, and I haven't heard the line yet, but apparently it hints that the Cade 6 that we saw in the teaser trailer may not be the same one that we remember. And that makes me think that it's a memory of Cade 6, and that memory is here to basically guide us to this new power. And that's just like, that's the whole thing for it, right? Now, you're probably wondering, okay, if memories are going to be a subclass or like this memory type thing, because I don't know what actual name it's going to be, right? But these memory subclasses are going to be a thing. then what is the like core mechanic? And this is something I kind of take out of some other games that I've played, which is kind of like an echo effect, right? Where you basically are able to make copies of yourself depending on what you get, like for example, the Titan can like throw copies of themselves at an enemy that like either explode or do damage. A warlock could like use copies as like status effects, right? Or something along those lines. And mind you, none of these ideas are solid. None of these are going to be like, oh yeah, this is what it's going to be. These are all like very, very, very like no actual evidence to support them. This is me trying to justify things that haven't been announced or released. And this is just me having fun. So I know I've had some people in the past where they go into the comments and they're like, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about, blah blah blah." I'm just having fun. I'm like this is me having fun with the game. This is me trying to, you know, speculate what's next. Cause yeah, you could go off of like what other people are saying. Cause like there's a lot of people nowadays, especially with YouTubers, taking a break from Destiny, and I'm all for people taking a break or expanding off of Destiny. But I think a lot of them are doing it because it's gotten to that slow point before the end of all of it, like all of the story arc, that I don't know. I think there's a point where I think some people are just trying to save face. And before I get like any deeper into that, I will say I don't condone any bullying of devs whatsoever. I get it. Destiny does have a lot of issues, especially when it comes to different aspects of the game. But I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, let's bully the devs into doing what we want. That's not how games should work. And I get there's been stability issues, although I barely ran into them when I have played, so I don't really have much to say on that regard. But as far as it goes for Destiny itself, I don't know what the future holds, to be honest. I don't know like where we're going to be sitting when it comes to the end of the story, the end of all of it for this story arc. The Light and Darkness saga has taken up 10 years of everybody's lives that has been a part of it from start to finish. And the fact of the matter is once that's over, you go into the next one, but a lot of people probably at the end of it are going to breathe for a little bit because, well, it's been a decade. And with the final shape, which will probably come out around, well, February time, because that's when all the other ones have. But with the final shape coming out, you know, it feels surreal. Feels like yesterday I was playing King's Fall and Destiny 1, wondering where they're going to take the story. Whether or not that Destiny 1 was going to go on past what it was, because everybody had known that Activision, you know, had messed up Destiny's story from the beginning because they made them like rewrite it, and people didn't know where it was going to go since Rasputin was no longer the primary enemy, and nobody knows where it was going to go after Taken King came out, and then Rise of Iron came out, then Destiny 2, then now we're here, and that's, that story that started with the Black Garden and you going to take down the Black Garden is now gonna end with whatever fight awaits us in the final shape. Now, I know a lot of people don't agree that, like, some stuff is gated behind, like, activities. Like, for example, veil containment dialogue telling us actually how, the containment works. A lot of people are quite upset with that. And to be fair, it's reasonable, but also, like, I don't know. It's one of those, if they told you everything, what would they have to put in the seasons type thing, And I get it, you got that, oh, well, then don't have seasons, have DLCs argument, stuff like that. But either way, yeah, it's very surreal and very different feeling being on the other side of the game where, it's been basically, to this point, it's been almost 10 years and this game's still going, and it still to this day still proves that Bungie are probably one of the best live service operators in the market today. And yeah, you can say all you want about, like, how their networks keep going down, about how, like, things keep going wrong, but at the end of the day, they're still standing after all the closures of all these, like, live service games with, like, Marvel's Avengers and there's Outriders that just straight up stopped. It wasn't even a live service game, to be fair. Anthem coming in, people thinking that was going to be a Destiny killer, and then it wasn't. People thinking Diablo is going to be a Destiny killer. So, yeah, it's surreal. And whether or not I'm going to be here for the rest of the story, talking to you guys, or if it's my time to move on, is, well, it remains to be seen. But anyway, enough of me rambling. I know I do that a lot. But if you guys did like the video, leave a like down below. Comment, what is your theory on the next subclass for Destiny? If there even is going to be one. Let me know. And guys, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications. Even though I don't upload quite a lot, it will be nice for when I do upload. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one, whenever that is.